All right, let's talk about our options from the Fringe. Interesting stat from PGAtour.com from last year's full season when the PGA pros are trying to get up and down from the Fringe, which do not count as an official green in regulation. They get up and down 90% of the time. So how often do you and I find ourselves in this sort of situation? We've missed the green just a few yards, not a horrible shot, but we still need to get it up and in to try to save our par or bogey or whatever it may be. You got a few different options for this kind of shot. You can go about it depending on how comfortable you are with each one. The simplest one is probably just using the putter and getting a putt over towards the hole and try to get it within makeable range. Just a simple putt over towards the pin. So that's one option you always have. You can always use that. Depends on how comfortable you are. Other thing you want to evaluate is what's in front of you. Is the Fringe really squirrely? Is it got all kinds of junk? Is it unpredictable? Is there holes, divots, anything like that? You can also just take your simple hybrid. Now, if you haven't had a lot of time to practice, you can just bump this onto the green. It doesn't take much effort. Just a little hybrid, take your putting grip, stand kind of close to the ball, and just kind of get it going on the green, and it should roll out, hopefully, fairly close to the hole. Now, kind of an old school methods kind of take an iron that'll going to get it just onto the green. So you're trying to carry it over this Fringe and get it just onto the green and get it start rolling. This is just an 8-iron here. Again, stand close to the ball. Kind of take even your putting grip may work, but just a little bump over that Fringe and just get it going onto the green. So you can use an iron as well. Now, probably the one that you see on the tour the most and that looks cool but can be hard to replicate, especially if you haven't had time to practice, is taking a wedge. Now, this might look familiar, getting too steep and just kind of jabbing into the ground, but you can also use a wedge. You don't have to use a super lofted one, but you can kind of do a little chip and run with the wedge as well. It's going to carry a little bit more, but if you haven't had a lot of time to practice, this can require a little bit more touch. So you might want to look at the putter, a little iron, a little hybrid putt, anything like that. So just some options from the Fringe to help you get it up and in when you need it to. Again, PGA Tour, last year's full season, getting up and down 90% of the time. I think a lot of us find ourselves in these Fringe areas, and these are easy to practice around the practice green, anything like that. So just a few options for playing from the Fringe. If these things resonate with you, if they make sense, I want to hear from you. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks.